What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are really taking their industry by storm. And today we have legendary musical artist and up and coming artist ZEEM. ZEEM, what is going on, my boy?
What's good, my guy? I'm chilling. How you been?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So, obviously, for
Good
the
to
people
hear.
that don't know you, like, just give them a little backstory as to how you got into music and what kind of pushed you onto this path.
So I've been doing music since I say I was like 14 years old, but like I really started taking it serious in February. And that's when I really like just pushed the envelope, started like taking my craft to like a different level. Like since then, like it's just been up.
And I would say, like, since February, you've been putting out song after song after song after song, and just recently just dropped a new album. We're gonna get into that a little later, right? So,
Yes, sir.
how has what's been sort of like the journey in starting really seriously in February and then having to experiment, try new things in such a short amount of time?
So like I had a plan where I wanted to drop an EP and then drop an album. And then I just dropped like songs between that. So I dropped my first EP called Chapter One. And that really like just started like telling people like, yeah, like I'm here and like I'm taking over this shit. It was like a statement album. And
Right,
then
right.
between that, I dropped some songs. I dropped the song that really went crazy called Prada. That song went like it went wild, like really gave people an idea for my next album. And then I dropped the song Letting Me Down after my album. That went crazy. But like since then, I've just been like, I'm gonna drop my next album, Chapter Two, and it's gonna be like that type of same like trilogy, like these chapters
Hmm.
that like it's like turning pages of my career. So like you could just see the development through the music. And through it, you can see it like all the time. Like you see the progression, you can see like the sound changes, the experimentation, like everything.
And what would you say kind of describes your music best? Like, what kind of influences did you have to kind of develop your sound?
When you say influences, you mean like from like other artists or like things in
Yeah,
my own
right,
life?
right. Or even just other types of music, if that was the case too.
So like growing up, I always listened to like a wide spectrum of music. Like I ain't really just grow up on like straight rap.
Right,
My
right.
mother, she used to play like Adele, Michael Jackson. She used to be playing Whitney Houston, just like a lot of different sounds. So like I always developed like a melodic ear. So like
Right.
now the music I make and the music that I even listen to, we got artists like Yeat, Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, Playboy Cardi, like people like that who I'll be listening to. I definitely like gained a certain inspiration for like how I want my music to sound. Like while at the same time I don't really like bite their flows and try to sound just like them, I definitely take the melodic ear that they have. And like I use that to develop and fine tune like my beat selection, my melody selection, my hooks, all of that.
And what would you want fans to take away from your music as they're now getting to know you and now getting to know your music as well?
I want like the people that listen to my music to feel like because I feel like a lot of people listen to music as like a science. Like they listening to it for like, oh, let me see if this sounds right. Let me see if that sounds right. I want my music to just be like a feeling. Like you play this song and like you in the back of the car, you smoking a blunt, you in the back of the car with your friends chilling, late to drive
Right,
home.
right,
I just
right.
want it to be a vibe for people to chill to. Like really, like that's really all I want to do. Like just connect with myself to the whoever's listening to my songs, and like that's really all I can ask for.
And I would say back to my next question, like what would you say are three songs that you have that would best describe or fans should get to best to know you if they listen to those songs?
All right, so first up for sure is Harley. Harley is like that was the song that I dropped in my first EP, and like that's where really people was really like wow, like this nigga's hard. Like off my first EP, that song just went all the way up. That would definitely give him a great idea. I got another song named Legacy with my man's Emdika. He made music too. That song went stupid, and it's a really different sound on that. Like a lot of people they haven't heard. Like I'll be playing it for people for like scan their opinions on it. They'd be like, "Yo, I've never heard like this kind of sound before." Like it's definitely a different idea to it. And then the third one, I'd probably say Prada, because Prada is a song that like I also got like a lot of like pointers for, because like people just like how I like use the beat and my lyricism to kind of like make it as if there are no lyrics. Like it just sounds like a
Right, right,
smooth,
right.
it just sounds like a smooth instrumental all the way throughout. So like I definitely do like that sound too. So like I say those are the top three that like really define like what my sound is.
And what would you say were kind of things that you have to grow through, or humps that you had to, with every sort of journey, there are things that you kind of run into a wall and he's like, oh wow, I didn't realize I had to go through this. So what was that moment for you where it was kind of this realization of something new or something you had to overcome to, get to that next step?
I would say promotion. I feel like that's something that all artists have to go through and like
Oh,
just
right,
learn
right. We hate
how to
being
make work for
outside.
them. Yeah, like honestly, because a lot of the time you'll have a fire song and you'll drop it, but like the promotion prospect wasn't there. So like now it's not getting to as many people that would have got to if you had maybe promoted it for 2 weeks longer or a week longer or took a different avenue. So I'd say promotion. That's definitely something even like every day I'm still learning how to like maximize and like really like make efficient because promotion's a really big part of it.
And I would say, like, now that you're making this passion a profession, how was your day or how was your time for this kind of broken up? Because before it probably was a lot more music than
Mhm.
now, where there's probably a percentage of your day where it's focused on that promo, that marketing, that business, those contracts. So, how is your days or how's your time for the music side of your life kind of split up now?
So like the way that I do it is like I'll make a lot of songs at once. Like yeah, every studio session, I'm probably making like 5 songs minimum. So I'll just make hella songs. I'll keep them in the archive, and then I'll just start the promotion campaign for those songs. So it's like I have a good balance between making music and then promoting the music. And that's something I definitely had to learn because before I used to make a song and instantly promote it because I like the music so much. I'll be so excited wanting to get it out so instantly that I'll rush the process. But now
Right,
I've
right.
learned to really like tone in and like hone in on like making sure like people know like the anticipation is built up because that's what it is. You gotta make people wait. I'm telling you, once they wait for the song, they're gonna appreciate it more once it drop. And that's something I really like work on now, like using those type of strategies to make sure my song do as good as it could do.
And it's hard when you got something that's really fire, like, yo, I got these fire pictures, at the
I'm
fire
telling you.
graphics. You just trying to drop it like, yo, I'm just trying to rap right now, get all the likes, get all the accolades, like right now. But like you said, like that instant gratification is not worth the long-term impact that you're trying to get. Definitely, definitely.
Said that shit perfectly.
And I would say, like, now that you have dropped it, Twisted Youth, right? You've dropped your newest, I believe, album is what it called. I'm not too keen on the music terms. I don't know, EP, mixtape, album. All your artists been
Nah.
calling it different things. I
Yeah,
just
that
listen
was an
to it.
album. That
So
was an album.
Twisted Youth as an album, how did all the things that you're learning as literally coming from February to now, right? It's been this 5 month, 6 month stint where everything that you've learned now culminating to this album. How did it sort of all, wrap into this one project? How was the experience in building it out?
It was really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like Twisted Youth was like that album was really personal to me because like being that it's the first one I dropped, and even the process of which we used to record our songs. Because like when I started rapping again, I had a group actually that I was like rapping with. We wasn't like an official group, but like we was more like a collaboration of like fellow artists from like my
Right,
area.
right.
And we used to just like every night just smoke up, probably take some shrooms, hop in the stew, make some 5 songs. And a lot of those songs on those albums, I didn't really select ones from that like time period, but like during the time that was happening, that was the music I was making. So it was like
Wow.
in these songs, I'm putting all these experiences that I'm living currently. And it's like it was just such a like it was a great wrap up to it, I would say. And I really got to put like a lot of like emotions I was dealing with in that album, like with songs like Little Lies. I was like, I'll probably say like what it's really about more specifically, like in later years or like later months. But I would really say like that song is more like it's more like a diary to me. Like I'm like
Right,
putting
right.
like things on my mind into the music. And like the whole entire album, like I'm going through different emotions, different feelings. We got songs like Monster, where it's like I'm literally talking with the beat, like with the sample on the beat. And it's like battling with this idea of like the idea that others have on you versus the idea you have on yourself. And that's
Mm-hmm.
really the idea of Twisted Youth. It's like accepting the fact that like maybe people won't accept you in the outside world, but like you gotta accept that. You gotta like live with it. Like not everybody's gonna fuck with you. Not everybody's gonna appreciate you like that. And that's fine. And that's really the idea of the album right there, the idea of the music. That's what was really on my mind as I'm making these songs and selecting them for the album.
And I would say, like, in coming from a background where maybe pursuing a career in music isn't as, positively looked upon or, even pushed, being
Mhm.
Nigerian, we're always taught the big three: the lawyer, the engineer, the doctor, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
in coming, does that also coming these personal experiences, did it make it easier to kind of put your emotions out on wax, or was it also kind of a battle to try and be as vulnerable and speak a lot of your truth on something that you know a lot of people are going to listen to?
You know what I think it is? I think it's because since I've been making music for so long, like even before I started taking it serious, it was an actual passion. Like I did it for
Right,
something
right,
like that was fun to me. So I never really cared about what people ever thought about my music. Like even if somebody tells me they think my music is trash, like I'm gonna respect your opinion, probably dap you up, and I'm gonna keep it
right,
pushing and keep doing me. And even my parents, like even being Nigerian and all that, my parents is pretty like supportive of like my music career. Like my dad sees like the way that they are is like as long as you got something working, like go for it. Like
right,
go full speed ahead type shit. And like they've been seeing like the motion's been working with the music. They've been seeing like steadily and surely like something's coming out of it. So they definitely support me. And like that's definitely made it easier to just open up in the music because I'm not like really the type to like sit and talk about my feelings, talk about how I'm feeling today or yesterday.
right, right.
Instead, I'll hop in the stew and just put that shit on the beat and then just leave it there. Telling
Well, hey, I'm glad I could do an interview like this so you can show my mom, papa, that you they do something big, you know.
you.
So
Benny, Benny.
of course, of course. So now looking forward, right? You just dropped it, Twisted Youth. That's out everywhere right now on all platforms.
Yes,
Make sure you
sir.
guys
All
check it out.
platforms.
You know what I'm saying? Monster Little Lies. Those are two songs that if y'all want to know Zine, that's the songs you gotta listen to if you want to get close to my boy. So what
Yes,
else can we
sir.
look forward to in the next couple months or even next year from Zine, from artist, person, or something else that may be on the horizon?
So short term wise, I got another song called Stay in Emotion that's coming out August 11th.
Okay.
And long term, I got another album coming out in October. That's gonna be a crazy one. And just over the next year, you can just expect a lot of music, like in mass. Trust. I'm not gonna say too much though, but definitely keep your eyes out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And to make sure, honestly, this interview probably will come out after August 11th. So you guys are going to be a little bit behind the hype. But for
Yeah.
that new song, Long Term, that
Bring
comes out in October, you guys be right in prime for this interview. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys check out my boy Zeem on all streaming platforms. That's Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Check him out on Twitter. Check him out on Instagram as well as Zeem2X. Zeem, do you have any last words, any sort of advice, or any sort of parting words for our audience before we head out of here?
All I'm gonna say is, man, just be true to yourself, man. If you got anybody you got around you, or you think you gotta be like them to be cool, if I gotta be like them to be down, just throw all that shit in the mud. Just be yourself, stay true to yourself, and you're gonna shine every time. Promise you.
Oh, that's a
That's
bar.
it,
Hey,
man.
you put that in a song, I need my credits. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here for a pimp, so I need my royalties. You know what I'm saying? We go get a contract. I just charge a 99 1% deal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm crying.
But yo, thank you, Zeem, so much for coming in and kicking with
Of
me, bro.
course. Thank
Like I
you.
said, I know it's the weekend, but you chilling, but I'm glad you could kick it with me. You guys can check out my boy Zeem, like I said, on all streaming platforms on Apple Music, Tidal, and Spotify. You can check him out on Instagram at Z2X. Put the two before the X so you know it's him. You can check me
Yes,
out at the
sir.
DC Voice for this interview, past interviews, and updates on future interviews on Instagram and YouTube. Check me out at Koch.theanalyst on Instagram. Thank you guys for another amazing episode of Kicking with Kachi. Z, my brother, once again, thank you. We got to talk soon.
Got you,
We're
gang.
out of here.
All
Peace.
right, y'all. Peace, my boy.